What is up, guys? We are back at it one last time with Touchdown Talk, previewing Super Bowl 58 between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I almost said the Kansas City Taylor Swifts. That's pretty crazy right there. What a crazy season. Can't believe it's already gotten to the final portion of the year. Excited to preview everything with this game, guys. Brought to you by BetStamp. We'll get to it in a second. Want to go over some news real quick. If you haven't seen it, it has just been announced that the season opening game for the Philadelphia Eagles is at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. The first game in Brazil. The opponent has yet to be determined, but a Friday night game, which the NFL doesn't usually do, especially they don't want to conflict with high school football, but be very interesting to see that game moving forward and seeing who the Eagles' opponent will be. It looks like the Eagles are technically hosting this game, so that kind of sucks. You lose out on a home game, but nonetheless, great city to host it in. I think a great international game. You don't really lose any time with the East Coast and the United States, just like you do with London, so it should be fairly easy transition for that following week. So unlikely the NFL will probably either have the Eagles on Sunday night or a Monday night football game that following week. So big news on that front. Pro Bowl finished and the NFC comes out with another win. That was stupid. Flag football, awful. Ray Lewis took it pretty damn seriously though, and I think Peyton and Eli were pretty serious, at least to beat each other. But it was just dumb. It was packed though. I mean, that people just want to go see NFL players do their thing. Tyreek Hill's crazy fast. I don't know. You just look back at the old early 2000s of some highlights of the Pro Bowl and people just lighting people up. It sucks that it's come to this point where it's quite literally flag football. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't really know what you can do to get these guys to participate in the game. Yeah, that's really all I got on it. It sucks that it's come to that, but hey, shoot, the NFL's still getting more ratings than pretty much every other sport right now. But yeah, so previewing the Super Bowl here in a second, but the Niners had to battle back and come back from a victory against the Lions in the NFC Championship game, and the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, they took it to Baltimore. They were the most physical team in that game. Yeah, there were some questionable calls by the refs, but there was also a lot of mistakes that the Ravens made. I don't know why they stopped running Gus Edwards in that game. It was really confusing. Patrick Mahomes came right out the gate and found Travis Kelce the entire first half, had over 100 yards in the first half, and they just kind of managed the game after that and took care of business. That defense, again, is lights out. Should be a very interesting matchup. The Niners, obviously, like I said, they had to come back from a halftime deficit, 24-7, and a lot of questionable coaching mistakes by Dan Campbell. I get he wants to be aggressive, but there's time and place for everything. You don't have to go for it every single fourth down. I'm all for it. For the most part, I'm all for having the balls to do that. But when you have a chance to tie it up late in the game, you got to take that opportunity. Because San Francisco, they know they can bleed the clock out, and that's what they did. Got some balls bouncing their way, and the Niners did. It is what it is. We got Niners Chiefs. So the Super Bowl conspiracy with the colors has come to an end. At least maybe the NFL geared it to this because everybody figured it out. Who knows? Don't think that happened though. But let's get into previewing Super Bowl 58 and the bets to make, which sports books to use. Make sure you check out my friends over at BetStamp. Go to signupexpert.com/ZB. Get all the exclusive offers using that link. Guess what, North Carolina? Sports books are coming in March, and just in time for March Madness. So start looking at what you want to do now. Kind of get a preview of the next NFL season. Well, you can get started for sports books then. But anywhere else, if y'all are listening where it is legal in your state, have some fun. Look at these bets. Gamble responsibly. Make sure you're old enough to do so. And let's have some fun. let's get into the preview of Super Bowl 58. All right, guys. San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. It all comes down to this. Now, if you look at it, most Super Bowl winners in the past decade have worn white jerseys. Very rarely do you see the colored jerseys win in the Super Bowl. The Eagles did it against the Patriots in the 2017-2018 season for Super Bowl 52. But think about it. Look at how many Patriots celebrations you've got with all white jerseys. And then the Chiefs, the Chiefs did it though. They beat the Niners the last time they met in 2020, the 2019-2020 season. Let's look at it. Let's see what everybody's thinking, what the money lines are. It all came out right around 3 and then went up to 1.5. It is stuck around the 1.5-2 mark in favor of San Francisco being the favorites. This is about as even as you're going to get for a Super Bowl. How many times are people going to keep doubting Patrick Mahomes? That is absolutely insane. They keep doubting him, keep having him underdog. It's hard for me to... I'm going to go over, by the way. 47.5 in this. I think it's going to be a heck of a shootout. I think both offenses will have an air attack like none other you've seen for the entire year. I think Kelce has a big game. I think they kind of want to see that. They'll keep showing Taylor in the suite, having all that celebration, all that TV viewership, everybody looking into the Super Bowl and seeing Taylor Swift. This might be monstrous television numbers that you'll see. I really, really like San Francisco for the fact that I think it's their time. The balls are bouncing their way. The football gods seem to be on their side. It reminds me a few years ago when you see teams get like the Eagles. They made it to the Super Bowl finally. They did lose to the Patriots, but I think it's just a different animal. I think San Francisco needs to control the clock. They need to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. You run Christian McCaffrey. You keep trying him, which they do. That's literally their philosophy, that no matter what Christian's numbers are, they're going to keep feeding him the ball, and eventually he's going to break one. Kansas City's defense is solid. It's one of the best in the league, but I think you'll see both defenses kind of bend a little bit in this game, give up points, and I think it's going to be a shootout. It's going to come down to who has the ball last, I think, and gets the final points. Again, big-time shootout. I like a last-second field goal. I like the kickers in this game. I like them both to make a couple field goals. But I think it's Moody's time to kind of redeem himself for that lackluster performance in the middle of the season when San Francisco kind of went on that losing streak. Everybody's healthy for the most part on both sides. There's a couple people injured on Kansas City's defense. But in general, this is about as healthy as you're going to get for a Super Bowl. My pick for Super Bowl 58, 34-31, San Francisco 49ers over the Kansas City Chiefs. They finally get over that hump, and Brock Purdy goes from Mr. Irrelevant to Super Bowl MVP. And it's crazy. We are done now. That was the last preview, guys. That was the last preview of the year. Absolutely insane that we've gotten this far in the NFL season. I don't know any other sports besides the racing and NFL, so obviously we'll push this aside until next season, and we will get ready in about August in the preseason. And if we keep getting all the viewership and the more and more support, we'll make this a more regular thing. Make sure you check out all the other podcasts on this channel. Make sure you like it, subscribe, and enjoy the Super Bowl, guys. Enjoy it. Have fun. Take a shot for every time they show Taylor. You'll be blacked out in about the first quarter. Till next season, guys. I'm Zach Brown on Touchdown Talk. We'll see you then.